Hey ladies, it's Allison here once again, and I know I missed a few weeks there, about 3, but that was because I was on vacation. And if you caught my TMI tag video, you would know that I was traveling this year to Jamaica. So I went to Jamaica for 2 weeks, and then we had a little staycation at home for a week after that. So that is why I have missed 3 weeks of videos, but I wanted to come back with my first video being a storytime video about my vacation. So let's kind of set the mood for you guys here. I was in Jamaica from January 7th to January 21st. And we stayed at this place called Fisherman's Point Condos in Ocho Rios, and it had access to a private beach. So on the Wednesday after we arrived, we were chilling on this beach. I think this is the first time we actually got to chill on the beach. Hubby and I and my youngest son were the ones who decided to go on vacation. So it's hubby, Kaylin, and myself on the beach. We're chilling, and I'm on one of those cots, like those beach cots that you just chill on, and you put your towel over it and you hang out. We're snapping a few pictures. It was gonna be a pretty chill day. I was taking a few pictures of them playing in the water, and then he took a few pictures of me playing in the water. And then suddenly hubby's like, Ali, pack up your camera. I want you to hang out to Kaylin. I want to show Kaylin something that I probably won't ever do again in my life. So I'm kind of like, okay. I wish I had my camera out for that part, but I put away the camera, like lickety split. I put away my camera, and I was holding Kaylin, and I'm like, watch daddy, watch daddy. He starts running from back here. He jumps, does a front handspring, goes in like into a front flip, and then does some type of like half twist in the midair, and then does some backflip. So he basically just like burst out into this tumbling routine in the middle of the beach. And as he lands the backflip, I can see his face kind of like cringe or whatever. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, maybe he landed hard on his back because his back is kind of like sensitive. It gets aggravated easily, whatever. And so I figured, okay, whatever, his back is aggravated when I seen his face. So he's like, oh, I'm just gonna go take a swim, like a lap around like in the ocean real quick, and I'll be right back. So I watch him swim, whatever, and we're just chilling still on this beach. And he kind of nonchalantly comes up to me and he's like, Ali, I think I broke my toe. And I'm like, you think you broke it? I look at his toe, and my dude's toe is like chucked off to the side like this. So we proceed to, I am like, well, we need to go to the hospital. We need to go to a doctor or something. We need to go somewhere. And he's asking, you know, different people who work on the beach, which like, you know, you have people on the beach who just hustle, like they sell coconuts or whatever. So he asked this older lady, where's the closest doctor's office, where's the closest hospital? And she's like, oh, it's way in the town. So it's about 20 minutes in the town, and he's like thinking about it. He doesn't really want to go do that. Then he asks another dude, he's like, do you think it's broken? And the guy looks at his toe, and he's like, it might not be broken, it might just be dislocated, but you definitely have to go to the doctor to get this dealt with. So again, we stay there, we relax, we're chilling, and we continue to sit there and relax and chill. Until finally he goes, well, I think I must have said, so there's nobody on site, there's not an on-site medic, is there anybody here that we could like talk to figure out what we can do about this toe? And at this point it has to be a good 20, almost 30 minutes, and then they're like, oh yeah, there's just a nurse's hut just over there. And I was like, okay. So we proceed to walk over to the nurse's hut, and he's like telling the nurse this tall tale about how he was just walking on the shoreline and a child must have carved, you know, as kids do when they play in the sand, they must have carved out like a hole and his foot fell in there, because he doesn't want to admit that he was sorry, he doesn't want to admit that he was doing backflips and whatnot on the beach and broke his toe. So he tells her his little tall tale, whatever, and she's like, well, I have good news for you. Your toe isn't actually broken. It just kind of slip out, she said. It just slip out. So translated, slip out just means he dislocated his toe. She says to him, lucky for you, with all the experience I have, I've worked with many different doctors. I've been trained to pop it, I can slip it back into the joint for you. So he's sitting there and she just takes his toe and she's like, and he's like, oh, and I'm holding his hand off to the side and he's like, oh, and she's like, she just pops the toe back into the joint. She proceeds to bandage up his foot and tells him, make sure you keep this bandage on for about 3 days. We get back to the condo and he decides that he's not keeping this bandage on. He doesn't need to, it's too tight, it's cutting off his foot circulation, whatever. Macho man. He takes off the bandage and his toe's like swollen, of course, and he's in pain, of course. But he takes off the bandage and we like ice his toe and everything. Like, the reason why this ends up being a funny story is because he, you know, being the guy that he is, didn't even rest for too long. It didn't slow him down. It didn't stop him from wearing his Air Maxes or sliding his toes all up into anything. It didn't really slow him down too much, too tough for too many days or anything. We continued to do whatever we wanted to do for the rest of the trip, but I just thought I would share that little story with you guys because it was a highlight of it was the highlight of the vacation, to be honest. So yeah, that was just how he slipped out. He broke his toe on vacation. Since I enjoyed myself so much, I'd like to share that with you all, and I'm going to add a few pictures to the end of this video.